Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und habe wieder einen Conflict of Interest. Ich bin Aktionär und zwar bin ich bei Benchmark Metals. Greig, er ist Präsident und Co-Founder von der Company und ich habe auch schon, ich glaube, 1,5 Jahre mit dem CEO ein Interview gehabt. Allerdings ist jetzt Zeit für ein Update. Die Aktie hat einen schönen Move nach oben gemacht, also gefällt mir gut, wie sich das bewegt. Bin froh, dass ich Aktionär bin. Und ja, jetzt schauen wir mal, was Neues gibt. Jim, thank you to have time. I said in my German introduction I have a conflict of interest. I'm a shareholder. So, and I think since my last interview, I think it's 1 year ago, what's happened from the company. And they say also the share price have a nice lift.
Yes, yeah, we've made very good progress. The market
good.
cap has gone in the correct direction.
Absolutely. And this is interesting. Then you are an exploration company, and the most exploration company, they don't take any benefit from the gold bull or market or the new or the rise of the gold price. They are still nearly the same level what been before, and you have a really nice run this year.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's all based on results.
So, and what are really the exciting results what the people bring, or what the people attach to this story?
So the main excitement is that mineralization begins at surface, and it is indeed some very high grade gold and silver.
What mean high grade for you?
So for us, high grade is multiple grams of gold, and we're seeing intersections of 36 meters of near 6 grams gold and over 100 grams silver. And that begins at surface underneath your boot and goes straight down.
How deep you drill so far?
So we're still testing the ultimate depth of the project, but the average drill hole historically and produced by us has been 150 meters or under. But this year we've shown in one of the zones that mineralization extends to 250 meters depth. That's from surface, and it remains open.
So maybe I jump now far in the future, but it looks like then more an Openpit-Scenario.
Yeah, this project, there's 4 main mineralized zones. So the best description is to say it looks like a string of pearls. So you've got probably 3 to 4 open pit zones that would be mined in the future. And of course, we need to show an economic benefit to that, but I would say if you would forecast perhaps 2 to 3 years, this company will produce a scoping study that should show there's 3 to 4 open pits at surface that would be mined for the initial perhaps 3 to 4 years, and then later on work at depth and go for the higher grade material well below surface. It was a formerly producing mine 30 years ago.
Okay.
And when they mined this area, they did not fully explore, nor did they fully mine the area.
Yeah, but 30 years ago, the technique what they have was not so good than we have now. Also from the geophysics, geochem, and so on.
Yeah, correct. And you know, the typical Canadian technical mandate is always to drill to scientifically prove you have the gold and silver in the ground. And when they worked this area 30 plus years ago, there was less drilling. It was more about what was visible to the eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the plans now for the next 6 months or 9 months?
So as we speak right now, there's 2 drills, and the 2 drills are positioned on the 2 highest grade areas of the property. We'll be putting out news from October right through to December as the results come back from the lab. Next year in 2020, we expect to drill a much larger program. I would anticipate 30,000 meters.
30,000 meters?
Yeah. And after that program, I would expect us to release a large mineral resource.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's mean you're really busy.
We're busy, and we're advancing this project as fast as we can. Unlike many projects in British Columbia or Northern Canada, this project's actually road accessible. We don't need helicopter support. So it's efficient and cost effective. We can drive directly to site and park our trucks right beside the drill rig.
Drilling costs a lot of money, especially then next year. I think this year is everything funded. So so it's mean that we will see maybe end of the year or after or in the middle of the drill results a new funding for this new program.
Yeah, we were actually fully funded through 2020.
Okay.
Eric Sprott personally has invested in this company. He put $4 million of his own money in, and that was followed by an additional $3.5 million. So we recently closed $7.5 million. We're well financed. We don't need to go back to the market for more capital. There's no issue here. We will produce results through 2020.
Yeah, that's right. Now I remember me. I asked if I can participate,
Yeah.
but it's not working out.
Yeah. We were fortunate to have Eric Sprott and his team participate in a brokered placement, and this $7.5 million was fully subscribed.
This was in a short period. I know exactly.
Yeah.
I was on a trip. I saw the press release.
Yeah.
I write then and your company up if I can participate, and then I come back and saw the press release that's closed.
you were told to buy in the open market.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is still a win. Yeah.
It's still absolutely. Then I think that the price for the private placement was 40 cents. Is it right?
It was they were 30-cent units.
Okay.
Which included a half warrant.
Yeah.
And then there was a 40-cent flow through.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what.
So
and for us, is a 40-cent flow through not possible.
That's right. For Canadians only.
Only for Canadians only.
Yeah.
And this was the big issue. And the 4 million, the street was immediately closed. But still, when you take your stuff to comparable companies, you are still undervalued.
Yes, I think. Look, Benchmark's trading close to 40 cents. And our market cap is still, around 35 million market cap. We're producing some exceptional results coming right from the drill bit. We anticipate that this stock has an opportunity to make many multiples of what it's at now. That's the opportunity. On new discoveries and expanding resources. This is still early stage for Benchmark because the market is not aware of our story yet because we're quite new. But if you were to look at comparables, they have a $100 to $200 million market cap, which tells us and tells the market that we have comparable results to these larger market cap companies. And that allows a lot of room for growth. So if you were to compare 100 million market cap, well, that's a 3 to 4 times multiple on our stock price. And we think we can achieve that provided the gold price cooperates, which it is. It's solidly at $1,500 as we speak. And we have 2 to 3 months of news to come out. And
what's very positive is, from my point of view, is that you don't need capital now for next year.
Yeah.
So that I think this is always you see this when a company not doing or have not too much money on them coming up with good news, but most of them is a selling event, and a lot of brokers sell the stock down to know exactly you need a new financing round that you can come in cheap.
That's right. Yeah. Look, it provides having the Sprott organization involved in their participation has allowed us to plan for much bigger programs in 2020. we believe we can advance this project aggressively. Our team is technically very sound. The group of management has been involved in companies that have taken their market cap from 25 cents to many dollars in value. We've taken discoveries into production. We believe this is one of the best projects that I've personally been involved in. I think there's an opportunity to move this very quickly over the next 2 years. We've already signed CAs with some excuse me, third parties and producers. This will be a mine. I'm quite confident at some point this will be a mine in the coming years. But the exit strategy for the shareholders here is we'd like to see a major come in and take us out, which is why we've already signed confidentiality agreements.
Wow.
You start
really
providing
early.
data and information, and it doesn't happen overnight. It can take months to years before you get a producer interested in the project.
Yeah, absolutely, but it can be a perfect timing. The producers, the bigger companies have in the next few years a lot of appetite to increase their resource base or refill the resource and new projects. Then they do not too much in the last 10 years, or have no other choice. Then the market or the gold price was not high enough that they can do too much.
I think you're correct, Joe. The major producers have not replaced resources that they've depleted over the last 10 years. It's very clear that companies like Goldcorp and Kinross and Agnico Eagle are investing in junior mining companies and investing with the purpose of taking them over and creating a new mine. Yeah.
Jim, thank you for the update from your company. Ja, jetzt ist mir auch wieder eingefallen, ich wollte bei dem Previous Placement bei 30 Cent teilnehmen, bin aber nicht reingekommen, das war so schnell zu, da habe ich gar nicht mehr schauen können und die 40 Cent war Flow-Through, da kann ich nicht rein. Aber, und jetzt kommt eigentlich das Spannende dran, warum taugt mir auch die Company, denn was er jetzt auch zusammengefasst hat, das Management-Team ist erstklassig. Das ist der Punkt 1, das ist schon mal extrem wichtig. Das zweite ist, Sie haben das richtige Projekt am richtigen Ort mit der richtigen Infrastruktur. Das war schon eine alte Mine, das heißt, da hat man auch eine gewisse Infrastruktur auch schon vor, auch wenn das 30 Jahre aus ist. Die Gehalte, was hier rauskommen, sind extrem gut, sehr gut sogar. Jetzt kommen wir in ein neues Fenster rein, wo neue Bohrergebnisse rauskommen, und durch die Finanzierung, was auch der Eric Sprout mitgezogen hat, die haben jetzt 7,5 Millionen am Konto, haben trotzdem noch immer eine relativ niedrige Marktkapitalisierung, aber das gibt ihnen die Möglichkeit, dass sie nächstes Jahr 30.000 Bohrmeter bohren und am Ende dann mit einer Ressourcenschätzung rauskommen, die bei solchen Gehalten, was sie haben, enorm sein wird. Oder enorm. Groß genug, dass es einen Großen interessieren kann. Und wenn wir das jetzt dann durchrechnen und wir uns auch dann vorstellen, dass wir ja in einem neuen Bullmarkt jetzt sind, der nächstes Jahr, vor allem ab Dezember diesen Jahres, die nächste Welle schlagen sollte nach oben und bis 2022, 2023 laufen können, dann ist das ein perfektes Übernahme-Target 2021, vielleicht sogar schon Ende 2020. Aber zwischen Ende 2020 und 2022 wird die Company wahrscheinlich dann verschwinden. Und wie es ja schon gesagt hat, das Management-Team hat das schon mehrmals gemacht, von einem 20 Cent, 25 Cent gesagt, zu einem mehr Dollar-Stock zu machen. Und die Company sitzt am richtigen Ort. Wie gesagt, hat das sehr gutes Management am Ding, hat das schon mehrmals gemacht in der Vergangenheit. Und was das Wichtigste ist, der Markt ist jetzt in richtigen Konditionen, der Markt ist jetzt richtig für genau so ein Businessmodell. Deswegen bin ich froh, dass ich Aktionär bin, ich bleibe Aktionär, und sollte die Aktie aus irgendeinem Grund zurückkommen, ist es sicher eine Idee, das aufzustocken. Von mir natürlich geredet. Wenn Sie noch kein Aktionär sind, dann wissen Sie, nehmen Sie es auf die Watchlist drauf, schauen Sie sich das an, denn das ist meines Erachtens auch eine Aktie, die verschwinden wird vom Markt in den nächsten Jahren. Das war es von Benchmark Metals. Oktober 2019 Vancouver. Tschüss und Baba. Jim, thank
Good.
you.
Thank you, Joe.